Hi everyone, this is a trailer for my YouTube channel called Care for the Caregiver, and that's care and just the number 4, the caregiver. What is a caregiver? A caregiver is someone who has a giving and compassionate heart and provides care for those that otherwise couldn't take care of themselves. And that's what my channel is about. The mission statement of my channel is this. Uh, Due to COVID, many of you have decided to become first-time caregivers and keep your loved ones at home where you can be with them and still be able to have a hands-on approach and give the quality of care they deserve, instead of placing them in a nursing facility where they're becoming despondent, depressed, or their health declines due to lack of physical contact and visits from their family. You may also find yourself feeling overwhelmed. That's why I'm here to help. My name is Greg Walls. I've been a caregiver twice in my life. First with my dad, who had amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, or ALS, or it's more commonly known as Lou Gehrig's disease. It's where your brain stops telling the muscles what to do, so they stop moving. And so my dad couldn't use any of his limbs and was dependent on us. My second time being a caregiver was for my mom, who had Alzheimer's for 3 years. I didn't have any idea what I was doing to start with. I don't have a degree or a PhD in this subject, yet I researched and learned how to keep my mom's brain active and retain what memory she still had. I also was able to give her that sense of security to help her feel useful and never feel abandoned. I kept her busy and kept her brain active. When I began researching, all I found were physicians or seminars where people were talking over your head and using big words. I became frustrated and decided to create this YouTube page, Care for the Caregiver, as a forum for you to come to when you need to ask a question, learn of different activities you can do to keep them fulfilled and feel they still have purpose, as well as products to help with memory retention, lessen their agitation, and how to deal with them when they become confused or combative. I'm just your everyday man that promises to help lessen your stress, give you a burst of sunshine when you're having a bad day, and always do so on a level you can easily understand. I also make the promise to be as straightforward as I can be and never talk over your head. Also, I'll talk to you about ways to care about yourself. My motto is, you can't take care of others without first taking care of yourself. So if you will, you can go to my page. Again, it's CARE, C-A-R-E, the number 4, the T-H-E, caregiver, Caregiver. You'll see a picture of my mom and I. I would take her out for coffee every day, and all the different activities and things I would do for her. I've even had someone from the Alzheimer's Association and someone from Respite Care call me and wanted me to explain the different things that I did with Mom. And when I did, they had not ever even heard of some of the things that I was doing to help with her. But our hospice team told us, had I not been working with her for the past 3 years, we would have lost her sooner than that. She passed away on July the 24th. My world will never be the same. But on this page, if you're having a bad day, come to it. You'll find inspirational videos. You'll see videos of me and my mom and some of the things I did with her. After my first go around with caregiving, I suffered 8 years of clinical depression and anxiety. I kept everything in and didn't grieve. With my mom, I grieved all along the way. So I can tell you the best way to make it through and the way that is not so good to try. Uh, I want you to ask questions if you have questions. I had a friend the other day that called me, and she has both parents that has Alzheimer's, and the dad would get agitated when she would take her mom and put her to bed. And so she said, then he would, kind of be ugly to her when she would come back into the room. And so she said, well, how do I handle this? And I said, I'll tell you exactly how to handle it. And Alzheimer's, someone with Alzheimer's, they feel useless. They know something's going on in their brain. Their brain is slowly dying. And also, they can get combative and agitated and irritated real easy. So the first thing to do is, if they get in those kind of moods, is remove them from whatever situation they're in, because there's something there that's causing that. So if I were to leave my mom in a room by herself, she would think that I had abandoned her and was never coming back for her. And they also feel useless. So I told her, I said, do this. Next time you put your mom to bed, make your dad go with you. Get him to help you tuck her in. And I know this doesn't sound like a lot, but to an Alzheimer's patient, it is. They want to feel useful. My mom would say things like, I don't even feel like a person, or I'm crazy in the head. And that's so sad. I never wanted her to feel like that. So that's why I worked so hard. I knew I could not cure the disease, but I knew even if it killed me, I would slow down the progression of it. So I told her, I said, and then if you have to do chores, say like washing dishes, and it doesn't sound like a lot, but you wash the dishes and you make him dry the dishes. That way he feels useful. You're in the room with him and he doesn't feel abandoned. So that's the best way to handle that. And that's really what I want to do. I took 8 years. I was a traveling gospel singer. I took 8 years away from singing, and just was still and quiet so I could listen to what God wanted me to do. And he told me he wanted me to use what I had gone through and just tell you the good, bad, and the ugly. Be there for you for support. You can ask me any questions you need to, and I'll be glad to answer them the best way I can. Like I said, I don't have a PhD or a degree or anything in it, but I do have hands-on experience. I won't talk over your head. And I just want to give you support, because caregivers need support. And a lot of times, let's say at night, mom would have been the only thing that mattered to me all day. And so sometimes I would eat for the first time at like 10 o'clock at night, but I just didn't even care about myself as long as I knew that she was okay. I'll tell a quick story. When she was a little girl, she grew up in the Great Depression. Well, her family were poor. Her dad was a sharecropper. They picked cotton and didn't have money for toys. So she loved paper dolls. So they would take the old Sears and Roebuck catalog and cut the women's pictures out and play with them as their paper dolls, and take a sheet of paper and make a car for them. Well, one of the therapies I did for her is they revert back to childhood. And so I found the paper dolls they make now that are made out of wood, but the clothes stick on with magnets. And that's one of the therapies I used, because she still had to decide what clothes to put on the paper doll. I had one tablet that I had bought that had pictures of like an empty plate, an empty saucer, an empty cup, and it came with food stickers. And she had to choose what food went in to the plates and everything. So she still had to choose like what clothes went on the paper dolls, what food went in the plates. When there was a point when she forgot how to suck through a straw, we found these really cool sippy cups from a company called Boon, B-O-O-N. I found some recently in Target, and you can order them on Amazon too, but they've got a little bulb top. You stick the straw down in it, and when they no longer remember how to swallow or suck through a straw, it's got a bulb like one of those you would clean your child's nose out with. You push down on that bulb, and it forces the liquid up through that straw into their mouth, and as soon as it hits their mouth, they remember how to suck through a straw. So if you'll check out my videos and things, you'll see different things like this. Some I'll be telling you about products that can help calm them down. Lavender is a good thing to use. So if you will, join my page. It doesn't cost anything thing to subscribe. And I really think if you're a caregiver, it'll really help you learn some things you didn't know. Let what I had to go through and what I learned be a lesson for you. Let me help you. So I hope everybody has a good day. Hope everybody will subscribe. Remember, again, you can't take care of anyone until you give care to yourself first. Everybody have a good day. Bye.